So mainit-init pa, kalalabas lang, ang Gilas 18-man pool nirelease ng Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas sa Facebook page nila. So habang may boses pa ako at bago mapaos ako dahil sa ubot sipon, I've decided na gagawan ko na ng video. Hindi ko na i-edit pa ng matagal kasi baka by the time na ready na ako for voiceover, tsaka hindi naman ready yung boses ko. So I'll just make this video on the spot. We will be reacting to the 18-man pool and we're going to create, gagawin ko yung personal final 12 ko with some caveats na rin. So, I think it's very important to establish as well na merong dalawang factors na nagpe-play into this final 12 na gagawin natin. First, according to Spin.ph, si QMB, Quentin Millora Brown, might be available para sa November window, and then si Carl Tamayo naman might miss a game dahil sa kanyang issues sa kanyang visa doon sa game na gaganapin sa Guam. So, kung makikita natin sa makikita natin dito sa 18-man pool na to, there are new faces na medyo bago-bago. It's Juan Gomez de Leaño and QMB. This is a game changer in my opinion kasi ang dalawang pinaka-biggest needs ng Gilas Pilipinas ay another guard option and another big man. Kasi we know naman na kasi Kai Sotto nagre-recover pa right now from his injury. And, kumbaga, siya yung 13th man, injury reserve, kumbaga sa fantasy, di ba? So, it's nice to have QMB to add a little bit more depth sa big position ng Gilas Pilipinas, especially Junmar Fajardo, medyo may edad na rin, and internationally, medyo hit or miss, so it's nice to have another option dun sa position na yon. So, let's talk about my final 12. Medyo hinaluan ko naman ng realism kahit papano. Kahit na personal final 12 ko to. And kinonsider ko rin na ready si QMB and si Tamayo might miss a game. May mga dalawang players na nailagay ako dito dahil dun sa dalawang factors na yon. So, ang format na gagawin ko, I'll start off with the first unit, point guard hanggang center. Second unit, point guard hanggang center ulit. Tapos pang 11 and 12, tapos INJ, which is si Kai Sotto, injury reserve. For the first point guard, first unit is going to be Chris Newsome. I understand Chris Newsome as of late medyo hindi maganda performance for Gilas, pero I think the length alone, the size and the defense, okay na yun for me for now. Preferably, I'd personally start Juan Gomez. Just because of yung pagiging dynamic niya as a guard and yung youth, kumbaga, mas ka-timeline nila Kevin Kiambao. Pero realistically, Team Con is going to start Chris Newsome or Scottie Thompson. Pero dito, I'd rather start Chris Newsome muna. Kasi pag nilagay ko si Scottie Thompson early in this video, alam ko marami magre-react agad. And gets ko rin naman na mas may sense if we put Chris Newsome alongside with Dwight Ramos at the two. Kasi it's kind of a offense-defense affair. May solid defender pa rin naman si Dwight, pero kumbaga, having Chris Newsome and Dwight Ramos together adds a solid size sa backcourt ng Gilas Pilipinas, playing alongside Justin Brownlee. Kumbaga Justin Brownlee and the Grunts, parang ganun yung dating. And Newsome, di ba, playing alongside Brownlee, Kiambao, and Ramos is going to be the main defender ng best backcourt player ng kalaban. For small forward, I have Kevin Kiambao. It's about time na, palakihin ang responsibilidad ni Kevin Kiambao sa team. Sila rin naman ni Carl Tamayo yung future alongside Kai and maybe Juan Gomez in terms of timeline. So I think as early as now, dapat, mas lumaki na yung responsibilities, mas pagkatiwalaan na sila kay Q. And I think we've seen that naman sa huling, appearance ng Gilas sa Asia Cup. Slowly but surely, lumaki yung role ni Kevin Kiambao with the team. And mas naging factor siya for the team. And nakita naman natin yung sa production and sa ginawa niya na performance dun sa Asia Cup na yun. And for the fourth position naman is Justin Brownlee. Medyo manipes ang, frontcourt ng Gilas team na to without Kai Sotto. And Junmar Fajardo, basically hit or miss kasi. So I think it's best to have Justin Brownlee as the 4. Kasi at the same time, kaya pa rin naman ni Brownlee sumabay sa mga 4 ng kalaban. Pero offensively, it's going to be a lot more easier for Brownlee kasi kasabay niya mga scorer, mga guardia, and siya yung 4 position. Strong player naman si Brownlee and kaya naman niya sumabay at the very least sa mga 4 ng kalaban. And yung center kasi natin si AJ Edu is a rim protector. So pwedeng tigasalo ng bangga si Brownlee pero si AJ Edu susupalpal sa help defense. So that makes sense for me. And si Edu again, like Tamayo, Kevin Kiambao, Kai Sotto, ka-timeline kasi. And si AJ Edu kasi for me parang na-solidify na yung position niya sa team with the center position being such a need. Tapos nag-step up siya doon the past few appearances ng Gilas or tournaments ng Gilas. So I think AJ Edu is a solid starter na for Gilas kapag wala si Kai. And then kapag nandyan si Kai, pwede siya maging solid backup or the 4 for them. Or maybe si Kai yung 4, si AJ yung 5. Pero habang wala si Kai, AJ Edu is my definitive starter for this team. So pagdating naman ng second unit, kukulayan ko ng kulay blue or ng yellow rather. Second unit, I have Juan Gomez de Leano. Why? Kasi again, yung timeline. It's still November. It's still 2025. It's best if ngayon pa lang matesting na and ma-acclimate na sa sistema and sa chemistry. Kasi hindi naman na sikreto na talented talaga si Juan Gomez. Like, kumbaga, Mark Kagiwa levels of talent na siya kagad sa PBA. Is it the second coming of Mark Kagiwa? So why not, diba? Give this guy a chance. Give this guy more responsibility. Ngayon pa lang, kumbaga parang ibato mo na sa swimming pool. Trial by fire. Ang tawag nga nila sa ganun. Para matuto na siya lumangoy and matuto na siya mag-survive and malay mo, siya pala yung point guard of the future ng Gilas Pilipinas. For the meantime, for the 2 guard, it's going to be Scottie Thompson. As much as, people hate Scottie Thompson, even ako, critical ako kay Scottie sa Hinebra channel ko as of late kasi should be the leader of this team. Pero bakit parang mas focused ka mag-vlogs? Bakit hindi ko nakikita yung grit and yung anyway. Pero pagdating kasi sa basketball court, especially sa Gilas Pilipinas, parang si Scottie kasi yung vocal leader of the team, kabisado yung sistema, alam gagawin. Kapag 3 zone sila, cheat code na ilagay mo siya sa gitna. So I think may value pa rin si Scottie. Yes, he might not be a starting level point guard internationally, pero kahit man lang pan 12, yung pinakadulo, saling ket-ket sa pinakadulo ng roster. I think may value pa rin si Scottie and valuable pa rin si Scottie to some extent. Kumbaga parang siya na lang yung representative ni Team Con sa team, which I understand and which ngayon dahil manipis-nipis ang point guard position ng Gilas Pilipinas or ng guard position outside of the scorers, kung playmaking ang usapan, I think I'd still have him kahit sa may dulo na ng pool na to or sa may dulo na ng Final 12. And pang-atlo naman, small forward, Calvin Oftana, walang ibang option kasi siya yung nandito sa pool Kung may ibang players dito na nasa posisyon niya, like Arvin Tolentino, ilalagay ko si Arvin Tolentino, pero since pumipili lang tayo sa 18-man pool, kailangan natin pumunta with Oftana kasi wala tayong choice. We can't go with Jamie Malonzo here. I'd still put Calvin Oftana, pero personally, gusto ko lang sabihin sa buong universe na I'd rather have Arvin Tolentino sa posisyon na to. So, pang PF naman, off the bench, it's Carl Tamayo, na baka isang game lang ang malaro sa home game lang, away, baka hindi available, so we'll tackle that later. Yung pang 12 ko dito sa final 12 ko is a direct Carl Tamayo answer kapag missing siya doon sa isang game. So yun, Carl Tamayo, the same with Kevin Gambao. As of late, especially internationally, grabe laro ni Carl Tamayo sa KBL ngayon. Nung nakaraan, nag 30 plus points. Para siyang wing na Junmar Fajardo. Hindi ko ma-explain ng maayos, pero ganun yung laro niya. Pag ginawa mong 6'7", si Junmar Fajardo, and ginawa mo siyang wing na may ball handling ability and outside shooting, si Carl Tamayo yung magiging resulta. For the center of the bench is QMB. No-brainer for me. If available si QMB, ilagay na kagad si QMB. If, maganda laro ni QMB, I'd put him sa starting lineup. Kumbaga parang Kai Soto replacement kapag wala si Kai. Maybe if trip ni Tim Gon, parang, pagsabay niya pa si AJ tsaka si QMB. Pero I see QMB as a Japet Aguilar replacement or tigapagmana ni Japet Aguilar. Yun yung nakikita ko kay QMB. Now, para sa 11 and 12, mabilisan lang to. For 11, I'd still have Junmar Fajardo dito kasi Junmar Fajardo is still Junmar Fajardo. Kahit ano pang sabihin natin, as much as I want to, preach about kung gaanong ka liability si Junmar internationally, I'd still have Junmar Fajardo just in case. And then, ang pang dulo ko naman, pang 12 ko, ay si Troy Rosario. Instead na si Jamie Malonzo, na pinaglalaro rin naman as power forward, maglalagay na lang ako ng totoong power forward sa team, which is Troy Rosario. Si Troy kasi, he's not as talented as Jamie, he's not as athletic as Jamie, pero si Troy defined yung role. Pag pinasok ko si Troy, alam ko yung makukuha ko. May expectations ako kung anong ibibigay sa akin ni Troy. Si Jamie kasi, 50-50. Diba? Maybe, si Troy, pag pinasok ko si Troy, mag-expect ako ng offensive rebound, hustle plays, maybe makaka-putback isang beses, just fine, di ba? Kung lalaro ko siya ng mga 8 to 10 minutes, alam ko yung makukuha ko kay Troy Rosario. And sa isang laro na baka hindi maging available si Carl Tamayo, I'd rather have Troy Rosario instead of Jamie Malonzo to replace Carl Tamayo dun sa minutes na yon or sa position na yon at the very least. So yun, yan ang aking final 12. Recap, first unit, Newsam, Ramos, Kiambao, Brownlee, Edu. Second unit, Juan Gomez de Leaño, Scotty Thompson of Tana, Tamayo, QMB. 11 and 12 ko, Fajardo, Rosario. And then, pang 13 na, kumbaga visual ano lang naman to, is Kai Soto, injury reserve. So, ayun. I've realized paubos na rin yung boses ko. Buti, nirecord ko na tamang desisyon. Parang hindi na ako aabot pa ng extra 5 minutes. So, thank you for watching.